They say history is written by the victors. But what happens when Africa's story is left untold? For too long, the world has seen Africa only through the lens of slavery, colonization, and poverty. But this is not the full story. Africa is the birthplace of humanity, the land of mighty empires, innovation, and wisdom. Today, we begin a journey into the untold history of Africa. On screen, logo plus title card: The Untold History of Africa. Africa is not just another continent, it is where human life itself began. Archaeologists have found fossils of the earliest humans in East Africa, proof that every person on Earth can trace their roots back here. From the valleys of Ethiopia to the plains of Kenya, Africa is the mother of civilization, the place where humanity took its very first steps. Thousands of years ago, Africa was home to some of the world's greatest civilizations. Ancient Egypt, Nubia, and Kush gave humanity monumental pyramids, advanced mathematics, and medicine. Their discoveries shaped the world, from building techniques to astronomy. These were not isolated tribes, they were global centers of power and knowledge. In Mali, the city of Timbuktu became one of the greatest centers of learning in history. Its libraries held over 700,000 manuscripts on philosophy, astronomy, law, and science. Scholars traveled from across the world to study there. Long before Europe's Renaissance, Africa had its own golden age of knowledge, where wisdom was written, taught, and shared. Africa's story is also one of wealth and trade. The empires of Ghana, Mali, and Songhai ruled vast lands and controlled trade in gold and salt, resources so valuable they connected Africa to the rest of the world. Leaders like Mansa Musa, the emperor of Mali, became legends. His wealth was so great that historians call him the richest man in history. In southern Africa, the kingdom of Great Zimbabwe built massive stone cities without mortar, an engineering marvel that still stands today. In Ethiopia, some of the world's oldest Christian traditions flourished. Across the continent, African societies created arts, science, music, and systems of governance that influenced generations to come. But much of this history was ignored, rewritten, or hidden during colonization. Instead of Africa the innovator, the world was taught Africa the victim. This false narrative was used to justify exploitation. Yet despite centuries of oppression, the continent's true story of strength, wisdom, and resilience has never been erased. Understanding Africa's untold history is more than pride, it is power. Because when we know where we come from, we know where we are going. Africa is not just the past, it is the future. This is only the beginning of our journey. Subscribe to Voice of the Continent, share this story, and let the world hear the true voice of Africa.